where we get the items from that we have on our bucket list? We have been told that we go to some amazing destinations, and we really do.
Yes.
And then the next question people ask us is, how in the world did you choose it? How did you choose that destination and why?
So today we want to take you through the steps that we take to find the perfect RV destination. So the first thing that we consider are life events. We try to use these to help us determine when to leave our home base or where we need to go. This summer, we've got, before we take a big major trip, we've got a graduation.
Our granddaughter Gracie Lynn is graduating from University of Tennessee. This is our second granddaughter to graduate from there. And she is going to be, that graduation is on the 19th of May. We're not going anywhere until after that.
And this fall, we have a grandson that's going to be born.
This is Dustin and Audrey's first baby, so it's our first grandson by them. And we are super excited. So in the fall, we have to be in Mobile, Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
It has sidetracked everything else.
Yes.
Okay, Danny, go ahead and tell him the baby. It's a boy. Go ahead and tell him his name.
Daniel James.
So we're going to call him DJ, or everybody's going to call him DJ. We're so excited.
That's right. And then another life event we got coming up next summer is we have a grandson that's graduating high school, so we'll be in the Northeast.
Yep. So what that means is that we're going up there for the graduation. However, we're going to take advantage of that. We're going to take advantage because that's a good long distance to travel, and we're going to take advantage of that and see lots of other things that we want to see that's in the same area as the graduation.
So what we're doing is saying consider life events, because there's certain things that you don't want to miss. And you can, the great thing about RV life is you can tie in special birthdays or special anniversaries or any other thing into your trips and not miss them.
Yep. It's what makes it amazing.
Yes.
So another thing that helps us determine is our bucket list. We have a really big bucket list.
Yes.
Really big. If you don't believe that, watch the video.
Yeah, I'll link that up above and down below.
Yeah. Our bucket list, we keep on Google Keep, and it helps us to mark things off, and yet they're still there so we can see them. We use the bucket list when we don't have life events that determine the direction that we need to go, or if the life events take us to an area and then we determine that there's other things we want to see in that area.
So a good example of that is, as we said, we have a grandson graduating in the Boston area next year. So we're going to take a look at our bucket list off of Google Keeps, and we'll say, hey, in Maine, we want to go to National Park Arcadia. And then we want to cross into Canada, because I've always wanted to see the Atlantic provinces, such as Nova Scotia or Prince Edward Islands and Newfoundland and others that we want to see and just spend a summer up there.
Yeah,
so
the weather will be great.
Yes. So that is going to help us build that trip. There's going to be some great family time and then some bucket list items.
Yep. So you might ask where we get the items from that we have on our bucket list. We get these from a number of different places. Sometimes they're just places we've seen our whole life, like the Grand Canyon or, Niagara Falls. There's places you've grown up seeing that you go, I want to go there one day. And then other times you watch your friend's video on YouTube and then you go, I have to go there.
Yeah. You might see something on Instagram or other social medias that you want to see.
Mm-hmm. And so it builds your bucket list. We're constantly adding to it. I don't know that we'll ever get it all marked off, but that's okay. We'll just keep going till we can't.
But that's a great way to build onto that bucket list.
Yes.
So another area is trip duration. How long is your trip going to be?
Yeah. You may only have a week or 10 days or whatever. It may be a much shorter. Our time is pretty much unlimited right now, but we were where you are a few years ago.
That's right. So you've got to say, hey, I've got 9 days for vacation. Maybe you don't want to travel to Oregon from Tennessee. That might take you 3 or 4 days to get there and 3 or 4 days to get back. Then
it just wouldn't be worth it.
You only got a few days left. Now, it might be a good trip taking the plane, but if you're taking an RV, that would be a tough trip to take.
Sometimes when you're traveling in the RV, you need to stay a little closer to home if you have that short time. So it's just something really to determine as you're planning your trip. How far are you willing to drive?
Right. And that's something you can use to tie into your bucket list. If you're still working, you might say, I want closer trips to the house with my RVs.
Knock off those bucket list items that are really close.
And then, as you retire or you're able to go on the road full time, then you're able to go farther and farther or build onto those trips. So it's a great thing to consider is how long your trip's going to be. So another area that you want to consider is the time of year.
Yeah, if you're a beach bum and you like laying in the hot sand when it's 100 degrees outside in Florida, then that's where you need to be. It's not for us anymore.
Used to be.
Used to be. You might be a skier, and so you want to go to Breckenridge in the middle of the winter, and that's where you plan your trip.
So those things, time of year and what you want to do, should help you determine where you want to go. For us, we chase 70-degree weather.
Yeah.
So that's when you saw us in Michigan last year in the UP, and it was 70 degrees all summer long.
It was great.
Yes, and that's why you'll see us out in the northwest, in Wyoming and Montana and those areas. So This summer.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a lot cooler. So, and that's why you find us in Florida during the winter or some sunny place during the winter.
Yeah.
So use the time of year to help you determine where to go and what to see.
And last but not least, think Big Rock, Little Rock. For example, this summer, our Big Rock is Glacier National Park. We have a full month's reservations right outside of Glacier National Park, and I don't think we've ever been more excited about a trip. Just super exciting.
We're gonna have a lot to see, but we're gonna have a lot of time to do things.
Yeah, we want to really get to spend time in Glacier, and that's so exciting. But now that we have our Big Rock in there, you put the Big Rock in first. On the way out, we're gonna see the Little Rocks, such as...
Yep, such as we're going to stop at St. Louis and go to the Arch and see some pretty cool things in St. Louis, work our way up and end up in the Badlands and Wild Drugs. And what was the Corn Palace you wanted to see?
The Corn Palace. We're going to the Corn Palace this summer.
We'll go to Mount Rushmore. We'll go to Cody and we'll hit Yellowstone.
Yes, we're going back to Yellowstone.
But we're going to work our way up and use those little rocks. So as you see, use the Big Rock, Little Rock system. And we used life events where our granddaughter is graduating and we don't want to miss that. So we know when we can start and we know where we're going to go and what we can see along the way and what we can see on the way back.
So Big Rock, Little Rock.
Yep.
Very important so you don't miss anything.
So we hope those 5 tips help you find the perfect RV destination.
And if you want to see more on our summer trip this year, be sure you hit that subscribe button and we'll take you right along with us. Until next time, God bless and many, many safe travels, guys.
And go RV, America.